phone me anyway.
All right, we're live. Jerry from across the ditch, the Trans-Tasman Sea. He's moved to New Zealand. Jerry's an ex-member of ours and all-around good guy, martial arts enthusiast, fitness enthusiast, business enthusiast, jack of all trades, master of some.
Maybe two things about it.
Yeah, two things. Now, are you still on the coffee machines? Are you still grinding on coffee machines?
No, definitely no more. I did that for a little bit, and I was like, why the hell am I doing this? I did not come all the way over here to make coffee.
Yeah.
So I backed up and just went back to training, and then, found a really cool gym here and been working my way there. And then they gave me a job, and it's been pretty sweet.
Yeah. And it can be intoxicating working in those health and fitness and martial arts jobs as well, because all of a sudden your passion becomes your lifestyle. So be warned, you may never want to leave this life.
Yeah, man.
And I'm pumped for you. I'm excited for you. I think it's fun. I think it's something that you'll be good at. So tell us a little bit about this this gym. Where is it? And what classes do they run?
Yeah, so it's a Whakatane MMA Center. It's run by, I believe he's a Will Machado black belt, Brad Cora.
Yep.
Him and his brothers him and his whole family have been doing jiu-jitsu their whole lives. And they've been based here in Whakatane. And I'm actually from Whakatane originally. So it's kind of cool to be home and then to be training with guys that I kind of grew up with. And yeah, it's a little bit surreal. But to be working here as well has been pretty amazing. Like you said, it's addictive. It's motivating. I don't think I've had a bad day yet, and it rains and it's cold as shit here, but I'm still having good days because it's just, it's an awesome environment. So we do quite a lot of martial arts. We're doing jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, and then I've just started a bit of a wrestling class here as well, just because I love our wrestling classes back at Courage, so I wanted to bring that here. And just been grinding away. It's been fun.
I just put another wrestling class on our new timetable. I'm releasing that on Monday, so that's exciting. Something exciting in the loop. I've had to change the timetables, obviously, with only having 20 people per class. So that's going to be cool. Obviously, until July, we won't be wrestling until July, but we'll definitely be training some wrestling movements and probably just focusing on some Vale Tudo Jiu-Jitsu and doing a little bit of striking until we get ready to get going. But let us know. So how has training at Courage helped you since you have now moved to a new gym? Because that's a nervous time for people to move to a different gym. And I know we weren't the only place you trained with, but how did training at Courage help you when you moved over to New Zealand and started training again?
Oh man, it's been everything, like I started from white belt with you guys. So it's just been, everything I've taken from your gym and the systems that you guys have created and the culture and being able to apply it here. And even if I'm not working in the gym, if I'm just training in the gym or training in another gym in New Zealand, like those same sort of principles and things that you kind of enforce back at Courage is kind of just like naturally coming out of me at these places. So the members here love it. They love the similar style that Courage has that I'm showing them. And it's tough, but it's like a breath of fresh air around here. Everyone's kind of loving a bit of grit. So it's been good.
Yeah, well, I mean, and that's something for all instructors. So I'm happy for people to watch this and steal from us. Like having a class structure is really important. Like rocking up and just showing a few things from half guard or something, and then rolling for 30 minutes and having that be the be all and end all. And then it's not really like people like to rock up. Like when I rock up for a boxing class, if I don't get a fight's worth of rounds in of every skill that we do, and the instructor's interrupting me, man, that makes me so mad. It's like, why are you ruining my training time? Talk to me in between rounds or after the fight's worth of work and drilling and fix it then. Don't interrupt me while I'm in the middle of doing the business. And jiu-jitsu's got to be the same too. Like you can be drilling, but if you fix that person every single time they drill, they're not learning from their own mistakes, and they don't have a chance to actually fix it themselves while you're interrupting them. It makes it no fun.
Yeah, exactly. And that sort of philosophy is like, it's been met pretty awesome here. Everyone's kind of loving it. The whole giving them a bit of rope and letting them play with it. But it's been good. The one thing I have like really pushed since I've been here is just been fitness. Like I'm just trying to get everyone just super fit, super jacked, and then we can look at fixing up all the other stuff.
Well, now's the time for it too. I mean, we've all let our fitness drop, being in lockdown. Like I've put on some kilos. I've treated it a little bit like a holiday. Like I still do daily training, but like I've relaxed on a lot of things as well. So it's definitely important. It's going to be important for everyone to get back, and it's also important. Like if you guys want to protect yourself from this virus, like stretch your lungs out. Make sure you got some good cardiovascular fitness. Your lungs are getting a workout, and that your immune system is still kicking over. So there's so many things that have happened on. What's one thing that you have kind of like learnt since you've been over there as well? Because I'm sure you've learnt new things from this new place as well. What's something that they do that you really love?
Martial arts wise, they have like a really cool kind of dog fight mentality about them here. I don't know if that's just been influenced over time or through their culture, but like I like it. I like the idea of like sparring. I like the idea of hard sparring, like every now and then when it's controlled. But they just have, that sort of dog fight that I've been to a few other gyms and it does, I'm not going to say it doesn't exist. It's kind of hard to find. You kind of gotta like punch someone in the stomach to get it out of them, whereas here it's kind of always naturally about. That and one thing, like this is going to sound a little bit funny, but because I haven't been in New Zealand in so long, the last time I was here, martial arts wasn't too big. It's awesome to be back in New Zealand and seeing a lot of my culture, Māori culture, in the gym. Not even just doing martial arts, but actually in the gym. So like, I think a good 50% of our classes are middle-aged Māori females, maybe even more.
Yeah, awesome.
You know what I mean? Like, and a few of them do like our martial arts classes, and it's just, it's been really cool to see that. Like, I was not expecting that, not to that level anyway, in such a small town like it.
Man, yeah, and look, the warrior culture over there is strong. There has been martial arts there for a bit. I'm going to give a shout out to a few people over there that I like. Hamish runs a gym over there. Auckland MMA, they're awesome. Dan Hooker's got his gym over there that he's just opened up. He's a great guy, and there's so many. Carl Weber's been there for ages. That guy is an old war dog, and everybody have so much respect for the Maori warrior culture too. And I would love all men to have respect for themselves and a warrior culture as well. So I know Carl runs some programs with young men over there, and I think it's good to get in touch with that kind of like thing, because it's in our DNA. So it's intoxicating, and especially, I mean, you've been around bodybuilders in the past. I've been around bodybuilders and supplements in the past. Like if the goal of your training is vanity, it kind of like doesn't have that same kind of meaning as when the goal of your training is to protect the people that you love. Like that in itself, that kind of like warrior mindset of being able to look after yourself in any circumstances and the ones you love really changes the theme and the purpose of your training.
Yeah, I mean, it gives it a lot more depth, that's for sure. Like speaking on bodybuilding for a second, like it is quite shallow, and like the entire goal of it is based purely on how you look. It's got absolutely nothing like to do with anything else. So like that alone, just the amount of depth going in the fitness industry anyway, it's pretty cool. You're gonna get exposed in either way.
Yeah, and dieting for vanity as opposed to dieting for purpose. It's completely like left and right of arc. So it's interesting. Which is, I mean, look, if you can manage to not go down the deep dark dangerous holes that Vanny can take you and do bodybuilding, and it's good for your life, then power to you. So congratulations to all those people. But definitely, if I have clients come to me that seem like they have like self-confidence issues, the last thing I want to do is put them on stage in their underwear before they do that kind of inner game building first. You know, same as fighting. I don't want somebody to fight for me that hasn't built the inner game and that mindset of turning up for themselves every day and doing it for the right reasons. If you're fighting for the wrong reasons, you won't last training under me.
No, you're right. If anything, you won't even last too long in our gym. It's quite funny.
Yeah, which is great, right? Like if you can have a warrior culture that says to people, like, if I find out you're touching up your kids or your missus, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to be out of the gym, and we're going to sort you out, and we'll find her a safe place to be. You know, like that's real important. You know. Yeah,
and we have a really it's not like a defensive culture in our gym. It's more just a protective culture, and it's pretty cool. Like even all the way back to our box fit classes, you know, with some of the ladies in the class that don't even do martial arts. Yeah, if we see them out in the street and stuff, like we'll stand low and everything. So it's good. It's definitely a family community type thing feel anyway.
And you've had a chance to catch up with your family, which is nice since you've been over there, and reconnect with them as well.
Oh yeah. I spent a good solid 6 weeks stuck in this house with my stepmom, so she probably hates me by now. I haven't but yeah, no, we've been getting on. It's been good to catch up with everyone, and it's cool to come back with like a different mindset to when I left. Because when I left, I was really young, and I left with a bit of a young teenage mentality, you know. And then I know some real savages mentality. It's like, you know, it's probably a lot nicer to be around anyway.
Yeah, and it's nice to hear people like connected to the change and realize that like the person you are now can be better than the person you are then, and and that'll give you hopefully faith that the person you are now doesn't have to be that same person in 5 years now. So if you're going through a tough time, you know, like we're all meant to be getting better. If there's one bit of purpose that you can add to your physical training or your routine, is that like you just want to be a little bit better than you were yesterday. And I don't think that has anything to do with being like having to be a better fighter every time, or, you know, a better jiu-jitsu athlete or a better kickboxer. While that might be the vehicle to do those things, you have to have a better routine. You have to make less excuses. You have to take ownership over everything. Like that's a real important part of the process as well. What's something that you have done to help take ownership over all those things? Because we've had lots of chats about this type of stuff, and I've never really heard you make any massive excuses. So it's definitely a path you've been down.
I don't know, like definitely being met with like adversity and struggle and stress, like repetitively, you know, like just over a course of time, and it's like adapting and overcoming and adapting and overcoming, and like that real, I don't want to say it's a bad habit. If anything, it's a good habit. But that routine that I was in, and I was in it for like maybe 3 or 4 years when I owned my first 2 businesses. I think that translated over really well to when I took on martial arts. So it's like, there's no time to stuff around. It was just like, all right, let's make some adjustments. Let's adapt. Let's overcome it. Keep moving forward. And that was a mentality moving into it as well. So having that in jiu-jitsu has been gold, you know. And I think I even, like the first week I got choked out like that many times. Yeah, I was just like craving more, because I just built this habit over time with dealing with stress anyway.
And failure, right? Like that's what people don't understand. Like if you want a successful business, you're probably going to fail for the first 12 months. It takes a long time to make money out of that. It takes even longer to learn to manage your time. Well, some people never get there. So it definitely is a process of failure, and something that people really recognize in jiu-jitsu because of the finality of tapping. Oh, I lost again and again and again. You slowly get better until you get better at like not losing, and then you get better at surviving, and then eventually you get better at winning.
Yeah, and you can clearly see it in people that aren't exposed to failure. You know, like they get rejection, and it's just like it's the end of the fucking world. You know, like they don't know how to deal with it. They don't know how to process it, and then as soon as that's met with emotions boiling up, you can see it from a mile away. You know, someone that doesn't know how to deal with that type of stress or just has been confronted. You know, so to have that failure process and to then now be met with adversity, and then just being able to just make a quick judgment call, and just keep a calm head, and then and just push forward. But that right there in New Zealand, I've found, well, in the past anyway, has been really bad. Right, like you can be looking at someone wrong, in a neighborhood around here, and you can be in like deep trouble, which is really strange. But that's just something that I think young Māori culture, especially around here, because I'm from here, definitely lacking. So if I can start influencing people that way as well, just being able to deal with confrontation, stress, and make calm, collected decisions, if I can influence that in any way, shape, or form at this gym and with these people, I'm already getting paid. I'm good to go.
Yeah, there couldn't be a better job in the world. It's definitely the best job that I've ever had, which is good, right? And you got to have some crappy jobs on the way to finding that one as well, which is super fun. So how'd that courage blue belt hold up when you get over there, mate? Did it hold up all right?
I hope my training partners are watching this. They'll back me up. We had a really good session today. Our coach just got back in town after a week away. He's part of a really cool New Zealand band here called Lab, or LAB.
Yeah.
So he's been away, and he's back into town this morning from starting to record their next album. So he was full of energy. So the vibe was really good, and we just rolled for, I think, maybe 30, 40 minutes. So apologies to everyone back there that can't roll yet. I know you guys are craving it too. It's definitely one of the best feelings ever, especially on Saturday. But it's holding up my blue belt. It's going well. We don't do too much gi here, which I'm a little bit sad about, because I feel like my gi knowledge is slipping away. But the levels are very similar. Like we have an array of belt colors at our gym. I think we have maybe multiple brown belts and a few black belts, and then every now and then we get through. So it's good. I like where my courage blue belt is sitting at this gym. It's building a good reputation. Yeah. I've told them that a few of the boys are coming over from courage to
I'm gonna do some, we'd have to do some hard cardio first. We all want to get over there, man.
I'm making them all work out and do 5-5s and train hard, and it's funny. I'm telling them they're coming. The sauna boys are coming.
Sauna boys are coming. Mate, I'm gonna crack the whip on them.
Yeah. I'm gonna run anyway. I wasn't even supposed to do this damn thing, so I'm gonna run. I'm gonna go to dinner.
All right, thanks, Gary.
He just got out of that 2-week weird quarantine thing they do in a hotel, so he's craving some real food.
All right, awesome. Thanks for jumping on, mate, and we'll talk again soon.
Always. See you.